That enormous building rising behind me, those two buildings in fact, are Maestria, the latest tall condo to really change the skyline of Montreal.
I wasn't sure if I should call it one building or two because there's actually a bridge connecting the two towers.
But today I thought it'd be cool to take you on a little tour of downtown Montreal and focus on some of the new additions to this part of the city. This will in no way be a comprehensive tour of every tall building going up in the city. But, I mean, I don't even know the name of the one behind Maestria. That's another very tall tower.
Square Phillips? Is that what it says?
Let's continue our walk. Lots more to see.
Actually, there's another interesting group of buildings just on the other side of this not so interesting wall.
There's a lot of beautiful artwork in the city. Maybe that gray wall behind me could use some. City of Montreal, are you watching? Fix the wall. Francois Legault, tear down this wall.
I am going to take a moment, though, to point out the beautiful colors this time of year. This is late October. Great time to visit the city if you are planning a trip to Montreal.
Not too hot, not too cold. And the crowds of tourists who mostly come in the summertime have mostly dissipated by now.
But back to the topic, there are some new additions to Montreal.
I'm standing now outside Metro Place des Arts, right beside Boulevard de Maisonneuve.
One last look at this part of the city because it really is transforming quickly. I mean, Maestria, which I pointed out earlier, is clearly the new kid on the block and is going to get a lot of attention, but even the two buildings beside her.
I guess I should get a clear shot of this one for any architects watching because, oh, I'm seeing the sign outside. It says Îlot Balmoral. And this is a very interesting building as well.
It's not often you see a building with red glass, especially red glass as striking as this building. Let me know, YouTube, if you like it or you don't like it. I could see it being something divisive, but I think it's cool.
Now, would I want to live in a city that's all red glass? No. That would be creepy and kind of post-apocalyptic. But a splash of red every once in a while. Unique buildings definitely make cities interesting to live in. And here you get the first look at the real density of downtown Montreal.
I think they call this like an urban canyon when you have tall buildings on both sides. Of course, famously, like cities like Hong Kong and New York, you get those everywhere. Montreal only has a few streets that are quite as much of a canyon as we're seeing before us. Let's continue our walk down Maisonneuve. Let's also take a moment to shout out the beautiful bike lanes we have in this part of the city. 2 lanes, one in each direction, separated from the traffic by a clear concrete barrier. Now, granted, there are some... if I give praise, I also need to point out the bad things, which we have some clear potholes. But overall, as a biker, I would say it's pretty easy getting around downtown.
Oh, and speaking of old buildings, the Bay, La Bay, as it's called in Quebec.
This building isn't much to look at from the back, but the front is quite pretty. So maybe I'll give you a look at that.
Here's a little car rental shop in the middle of downtown. You can bet this will be bought up and changed in the next few years. It always surprises me how even, no matter how big a city grows, there's always like a few like random small buildings that just stay the same year after year. I do like the size of downtown Montreal, though. I really do. It feels like it's got the big city vibe. It's got the excitement of a big city, but it's not so crazy that you're just overwhelmed every time you come down here.
This street we're looking down now is St. Catharines, one of the main shopping streets in the city. That's why there's so many people walking. And here, behind the graffiti-covered boxes, is the Hudson Bay building in downtown Montreal. Not sure how old it is, but stylistically, I would guess it's much older than most of the surrounding buildings. Now, above the building, you can see 3 flags. This one is the flag of the city of Montreal. Hopefully the wind can carry it and you can see, yeah, there it is. Next to it, I'm sure a few more people can recognize this flag. The flag of Quebec. And the Canadian flag.
Always an adventure when you walk down that street. Last time I was there, I saw a woman with a microphone rapping outside of the Uniqlo building. And today we got the Hare Krishna singers.
This is a diverse city. You never quite know what you're going to find.
Oh, and this place here is kind of cool too. The Time Out Market. It opened a couple years back. It's like a food court, but upscale. So you get some of the best restaurants around Montreal have open little food court style places where you can eat quick, but food other than McDonald's and Subway.
That looks good too.
I think I'm just hungry actually. I think I should have eaten before filming this. That's why all the food I pass looks good.
But here you get the big city vibes.
I made a lot of videos in Montreal showing you Plateau and other more residential areas, but I want to show you that there is a big downtown here as well.
Okay, and now this is unacceptable. Look at this. What is going on with this bike lane?
You got a bike lane that just ends and then they got to go into traffic. I'm giving downtown Montreal credit where it's deserved, but sometimes the construction is just too much. And any Montrealer would tell you that too.
Wow, is the light ever pretty today? Look how it's hitting those buildings. Just gorgeous. Look at all this traffic.
I think I'm actually walking faster than these cars at the moment. If you can avoid driving downtown, I recommend it. As always, I'm Dan. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.